Welcome to Somewhat Okay Podcast. I'm Tyler.
And I'm Tim.
And today we have a special guest. He's our phone-in guest today. I'm going to go ahead and introduce him. We have Thomas Marcus, the CEO of Tectonics, here with us today, and he's going to detail his rise from poor boy in to Pueblo, Mexico, to CEO in Chicago. And he's also going to detail his meeting with Hung Jesus and how that catapulted him from janitor at Tectonics to CEO.
Oh my God.
Welcome, Thomas.
I got shot in the head.
Oh shit.
Well, yeah, we know. No, this is you're on the wrong timeline. This is before that happened.
Spoilers!
Oh shit.
This
Oh,
is
that wasn't supposed to happen yet.
apathy.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, this is the
And
anyways, this is Brian
I'm-
Torres. He acts in. Oh man, my audiobook's been running this whole time. Shit. I've missed so much. I'm listening to "Enemy of the People" by Henrik Ibsen, which I'm sure Thomas
Oh, look
Marcus
at
will be
you.
able to relate to quite a lot. Anyways,
you're an interesting man.
Brian Torres is here.
That's me.
Brian
Hi.
Torres has he is a world-renowned dead guy. He's died in every movie
Yep.
he's been in.
I get around.
He's pretty good at it.
He just dies so good.
Soon to be a radio
I just
personality.
died. So. Yep.
He recently came out with a speech about hating Jews. Very interesting
Yep.
turn of events. He didn't do that. Anyways, so
Oh, I did it. Okay.
yeah. So Brian's here today, and we're going to be discussing a bunch of things that
I have
I
a
came up
legally
with.
I have a legally binding contract from Tyler just to agree and do whatever he says with no questions asked. So I'm smiling and nodding at this point.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm not the only one.
I like this picture we're painting of me for the world. we got to be careful, guys, because we're starting to get big on the YouTubes, which we'll get to later.
Dude, I painted this picture so well that my family is concerned about me even associated with you at this point.
Oh God.
So, our first subject of today is something I want to discuss. Does anyone here familiar with Mundane Matt?
No.
All right, well, Mundane Matt is a commentator YouTuber, and it recently came out that he has been false flagging people's videos about him to take them down. And there was indefinite evidence of this happening on he got exposed on a live stream where they revealed that he had been flagging people's videos and getting them taken down. And I was just wondering, I just want to get you guys' thoughts on that sort of situation, I guess, and kind of the idea of Jesus Christ.
Now he's next to the dishwasher.
Now the washer's
So,
back.
so now, is the washer back on?
Yeah. No,
Oh crap!
well, now it's gone again. I don't know what the hell's happening at this point. But basically, just what I wanted
Then
to
it's
discuss.
not me. I'm not.
It's the ghost.
It's not me. I'm not here.
I just wanted to discuss the like idea of someone who's he's not a super popular YouTuber, but he's popular enough to get people's videos taken down. I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on just the person. And also, I should say that after he got caught on the stream, he was, for the first hour of the stream, he was like, no, I don't do this. I don't take down people's videos, this, that, and the other. And then it gets exposed that he does. And he's like, well, you know, man, I was in a bad headspace and I just haven't been feeling good. And I've been depressed and, suicidal.
Boo,
Yeah, tell me about it.
Fucking river.
You know what
Well,
depressed people do? They don't false flag people's videos. They kill themselves. Come on.
Yeah.
Keep
Exactly.
up.
You know,
Well, the
like,
thing is... Sorry.
go ahead, me. Go ahead.
Oh,
You got this.
You know what? I'll take
I'm
this.
just a guest.
All right, yeah, take it, Tim. Take it. Take us away.
Well, as we all know, anybody on the internet can't be trusted to whatever capacity whatsoever because they're a bunch of fucking psychopaths. Slow pans to Tyler.
Wait, what? Cue audience laughter. I don't know. Tim's kind of got a point. I mean, we had that guy a long time ago when we first started the podcast, the guy that was feeding toothpaste Oreos to homeless people. He was a YouTuber.
Yeah.
It's so funny to think of in concept, but it's an actual thing that happened, and it's sad because it actually happened.
It's just odd because not like, well, I mean, big YouTubers have like really fucked up terribly. Example, Jake Paul. But it's like these like
Yeah.
big like not super popular YouTubers, but like they're just like under the radar, and they just like do anything and everything. You're just like, how the fuck? Where do these people come from?
YouTube.
Yeah.
Most likely,
Damn
yeah.
it, Tyler.
What?
I think YouTube is just releasing the very repressed, psychopathic, and
Yeah, it's just being highlighted now.
yeah.
It's just easier to see. Like with that Mr. Anime situation. Do you know about him?
No.
He was an anime review YouTuber that killed his family.
What the fuck?
Yeah, you never heard about this?
I
This
feel
was a
like-
long time ago.
I feel like YouTube now is just becoming a place where you can find America's Most Wanted at this point.
It's just a cesspool of criminals.
You're just like, I wonder who the big criminal is nowadays. And you just go to YouTube like, oh, there he is.
And it sucks because
Or she. I don't discriminate.
I'm finally getting my. Well, I guess I can go ahead and segue into the next topic, anyways. Which is self-congratulating.
Don't you mean shilling?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna self-congratulate myself real quick here because and I guess Brian
Of
too
course.
because I guess he was involved or whatever. But no, I'm kidding.
I get it. I
So-
get credit.
Yeah, Mortal End came out last week, exactly 1 week ago, and we have 197 views on it as of today.
Nice.
Woo!
Yeah,
Yeah.
smoke weed.
Every day.
But yeah,
Snoop Dogg.
that came out and it's been doing really well, and I'm excited about that, and I'm looking forward to my next project as well. So I just kind of wanted to pass the torch on and let one of you guys congratulate yourself on something you've done recently that you think deserves praise, and it might get praise here. So yeah, congratulate yourself.
Well, I guess continue with the Mortal End topic and everything, dude. I gotta be honest, give props and everything to how it came out, because honestly, like working like on sympathetic apathy and everything going on. I mean, I'm proud of it, sympathetic apathy, but there were so many moments there where I felt like I could have done better, and I remember watching it just thinking like, I feel like this is good, but it just needs to be a little bit more. And the whole time I'm just thinking like, I wish I could have done this, I wish I could have done that. But now after watching Mortal End, just like, I feel like everyone was on their game. I mean, Chris, Julia, Wayne, who originally wasn't supposed to be there, but he just stole the show.
Wayne fucking destroyed it.
And
dude. Wayne was
yeah,
for
and
Tim, because Tim doesn't know. Wayne was it was I. He was
Joey
the Joey
Mackel.
Mackel guy. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he's funny as hell. Dude. Wayne always plays small roles and just like takes the show from everyone each and every time he does.
Dude,
something.
he killed it. Just his one-liners and everything was just perfect.
Oh, yeah,
it just
dude.
made the film come together.
And just like how
And the whole
small his lines were too.
And the silhouette at the end with the credits, just like perfect, man.
Oh, it was
And
beautiful,
also,
yeah.
dude, I gotta give you props to your editing, dude. That's like some of the best I've seen so far. Just the transition from the opening sequence to the transitioning from parts. I mean, there were so many moments where it doesn't even feel like it was multiple takes. It was
yeah.
I remember telling you this, like it just was all smooth and it felt like an actual film. So it's just, I'm honestly really proud of it, dude.
Yeah, me too.
So,
I learned how to edit within the last 2 years, luckily.
Yeah.
Because originally I was just like, we're gonna film one shot and that's gonna be the whole scene, guys. Just go.
Yeah.
And I didn't really play around with cinematography as much as I do now. Yeah. Now I'm like, how many ways can I manipulate the scene? Yes. And then I manipulate the scene, and it's a lot of fun. And I really like playing with all the different takes because I do kind of try to use every shot that we take in the film. I think the only one that I didn't use in Mortal End was your close-up in the flashback scene. Because I used Julia's and I used Chris's, but I didn't use yours. But every other shot, I think we pretty much used every single shot.
Pretty much.
Every scene. Yeah.
And my favorite scene was the shooting man when he shoots Julia or whatever.
God damn.
the fact that the fact that was all in one take, that was we did multiple takes for everything else, but that was all one take, and it just came out. It just came out good, man. It just with me trying to negotiate with someone shooting my wife, and then I like how at one point during that I actually start like he's shooting her. At one point, I even tell him like, "Hey, I'm right here. You could kill me." I'm I've become more concerned about myself. So it kind of shows who I was.
You wanted to die during.
I know, three shots in, I'm like, "Hey man, you can shoot me now. I don't want to die like her."
I love how my favorite part of that scene was how when Chris was shooting Julia, he never like flinched or anything. He just kept staring at it with no feeling. And it was just like, bah, bah, and you're sitting there, oh, okay. It's a good juxtaposition because you're so emotional and screaming and yelling, and Chris is there just like, oh yeah, another day on the force. What do you know? And just like shooting your wife. And my other thing is,
just like
what I love about this skit, particularly, is that I do intend to do sequels to it in a way. Because Tim mentioned, are you going to do a sequel to this? And originally I thought no, but then I remembered in that skit, you mentioned you have 10 citations for unnecessary excessive violence. And I thought to myself, what did these other 10 citations look like if this is the one he got away with? Because he didn't, or maybe the 10th citation was Julia getting fucking massacred on the side of her house. And,
dude, you totally make this into a Christmas special. You know, like 12 Days of Christmas to 10 Days of Citations.
10 Days of Citations with Paul Chase.
Fuck, dude, that's actually...
I was thinking like...
if this doesn't happen,
like Mortal End 2, and just like, Mortal End 2, some kind of stupid subtitle, Die Harder or something, I don't know. But just like, and just have a different situation where Paul goes out and... maybe unjustly, maybe justly kill someone else. Because who knows? Maybe Julia really did lunge at him, and we were just seeing the flashback from Larry's perspective. maybe Julia was like, "Take this, you fucking pig," and he was like, "Oh shit!" And then,
well, maybe I shot her. Who knows?
Maybe you killed her. Fucking.
So many twists and turns.
I mean, it doesn't really matter because we can't expand on that story anymore because everyone fucking died. But, except for Wayne.
I'll play as a different character.
What?
I said I'll play as a different character, just have a different haircut and stuff. That's what we do with all the other films. Yeah.
As a twin brother.
Yeah.
Maybe Mortal End 2 will follow Joey Mackle, The Vengeance of Sam Spade. Which no one's gotten so far, which is unfortunate. Sam Spade he's the main character in the Maltese Falcon. He's a detective in the Maltese Falcon.
Mortal End, the Maltese fuckhead.
The Maltese fuckhead. Man. And
make that shirt, man. You gotta.
We need shirts. We need merch. No, we're not at that stage yet.
Oh my.
We need more views first off. So if you want to see Mortal End, go to. Hang on. I mean, you can go to any of my social media. I've linked it, but go to www.youtube.com/watch?C-JUN5ATXDE. So if you memorized all that in that short time that I said that, be sure to go check out Mortal End.
It's not that hard to figure out.
Yeah, come on. What I really hate is on the actual YouTube page for Mortal End is they keep on like knocking the views down by like 10. So like in my video manager, it'll say 197. Excuse me, and then on the actual page, it'll say like 188. I'm like, you motherfuckers! Don't you do this to me?
Mine still says 180.
Fucking Demented Stability went up by 10 views recently, and I don't know why. Oh, speaking of which, so the scene in Demented Stability where I say they prefer to be called my friend Elgin actually messaged me today and said that scene where you say, quote, that I just said is the funniest shit I've seen all year. And I was just like, oh, that's not how I wanted that to be received at all.
Damn it.
God damn it.
Wait, what? You people have found that funny? No. That's not what it was
spend
meant to be.
weeks and years creating the persona for people that hate me, and then they love me.
That's what I hate about Vincent is the fact that I did create this character that people were supposed to be like, oh, what a piece of shit. I fucking hate this guy. And everyone's just like, yeah, Vincent, you kill that innocent person. Slay, queen. And it's like, no, what are you doing? He's the bad guy. He's been the bad. Root for Douglas. Douglas is the good guy here. Douglas is begging and pleading. I mean, he's racist, but he's still the good guy, technically.
Well, when you put happy music and everything going along when I'm getting stabbed to death and stuffed in the trash can, it kind of makes it hard.
Oh, man, that was funny as hell. Well, even then, you should still be like, oh, yeah, the happy music makes it kind of funny, but he's still murdering a motherfucker. Like, you should be able to see past the funny music, guys. Trust me.
I think this is just great social commentary on our society.
I think it is, too. And did I tell you guys that people wrote a fan fiction about Austin's character and David's character in Cashing Checks for Salvation?
Oh, God.
What?
Yeah. We must not have talked about this on the other podcast we did for Cashing Checks. No, yeah, Austin.
Let's have a live read.
I don't even know if I can find it anymore. It was on someone's Tumblr. They sent it to me, and it was like Douglas Jarvis fan fiction.
What?
And I was like, oh no. It's weird when you know the person that people are writing fan fiction about. My biggest fear when I was reading it was that like I was gonna come in and like I don't know shove my gun up someone's ass or something. Thankfully I didn't. I didn't appear in anyone's fan fiction. As I guess I don't know. Maybe he's a sacred character. You can't defile his character even though he murders people every single time he's on screen.
He supports the official release.
Wait, what?
I said he supports the official release.
Yeah, of course. I mean, at the end of the day, shouts out to Vincent. You know,
Yeah.
he really just came out and did what the fuck he wanted to do and didn't give a shit.
He killed me twice.
He did, yeah. He beat the shit out of you the second time too. He beat the shit out of you, which I still don't know. Me and Tim were having a discussion about that the other day. We were like, why did he beat so much hell out of this guy? And then decided to go grab the utensil to stab him to death. It's like maybe if I break his rib hard enough, like
that's what I wanted to know because like Thomas Marcus gave Vincent a lot more crap, and I figured he was something that he could torture him and he wanted to go out for blood, but his death was painless. It was just instant.
Yeah.
And my other character whose name I still don't remember.
John.
Okay.
Marshall.
Yeah.
I'm wearing sunglasses indoors.
What a douche.
I don't know what voice I was trying to record. I know. Maybe that's why I got messed up, because I look like a douche.
Well, I think it's more the fact that Vincent didn't have a gun.
Broke.
Yeah, he didn't have any bullets. I think he would have just shot you too, but he had to improvise. And Vincent, well, I guess he is quick on his feet because I mean he still fucking murdered your ass, but
oh yeah,
he's not. He didn't do it as quietly as he could have. Luckily, no one was coming at that point. Unbeknownst to us. Tim, please stop this. What is Tim listening to on Spotify? NF.
Oh, fuck yeah.
My Life. Is that like that song by The Game? Where Lil Wayne's like, I lost so many people. Why haven't you taken my life? My life. My life.
You know? It's a
Young Weezy, baby. Oh, wait. That's kind of Austin Powers like. Never mind. Anyways, what were
Except
you
this
saying?
guy's white and he participates in blackface.
Wait, what? Should I be concerned?
Yeah, really?
Well, he's got a hobby.
Well, look at my Discord name now. So.
What is just don't trust?
Don't trust.
Oh, man. And I'm other guy you shouldn't trust. And then Brian's the guy who always dies.
Fill in my role.
What was... Oh, wait. Remember, speaking of fucking just everything, Sympathetic Apathy, speaking of that, remember how we were supposed to have a prequel to that? Where we reveal why Thomas is such an asshole?
Yeah, that was an idea that came across.
And his wife died. And he got fucked by a rabbit.
Oh.
Yeah, it was,
Oh,
it's an animated video.
It was an experimental thing, Tim. Don't judge.
Yeah, it really does sound experimental.
Yeah, we were gonna try it
Wait,
out.
what?
And if it didn't... Brian's like, wait, I agreed to this at one point? Hold on. Man, I must have been really
Wait.
desperate for work in 2015.
I was, but I was still not aware of this.
I was desperate, but not like a rabbit.
So I'm on this site called Stage 32, which it's a place where you go for like film jobs, like voiceovers or directors or writers and stuff like that. And you can also network with a lot of people that are interested in that kind of thing. And I can't find the exact post, but there were these guys who were like, "We are looking for people who can write good essay. We will send you money. Please thank." It felt
Very
like
legitimate.
some like fucking 15-year-olds
Please and thank.
who were doing their like final essay and needed someone to write it for them. It was just like,
Well, the way you read it, it made it sound like tech support.
well, it actually, the way they wrote it, it sounds like they're not native English speakers as well. So that's why I read it in the, "Thank you for calling tech support. How may I help you?"
And a racist.
Yeah,
What?
what?
You read it in a racist.
That's not racist. This is fact, dude.
Yes, honestly.
I mean, you're not wrong. You know, like how there's like those telemarketer scams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some idiot
all sound like the
tried
same
to call my. They called my mom. And there's like, "Hello, we came from the FBI." And we're just like, I don't think the FBI outsources their calls.
Yeah. I am with the FBI. My name is Agent Murdoch.
No, I didn't
Please
put
give me
that
your
up.
social security number, even though if I was FBI, I would have access to that. Thank you. And then there's this dude, just like he's Indian. His name is Kostov. I'm not gonna say his last name, but he has a little like ad on Stage 32 for like a he wants to do a web series of film review and whatnot, and he's talking about the way that he describes the person he wants to do it. He's like, I need a very beautiful and gorgeous looking actress for a web series. Like that alone's already weird. But hang on, can I download this guy's picture and send it to you guys?
Oh my god.
Can I do that? Hang on.
I'm afraid to.
Oh wait, I think I can. Hold on.
Not gonna get arrested by him.
Well, if you saw the dude, then you'd be like, "Oh Jesus Christ." Let me see. Can I save?
Oh God!
Here, maybe if I just do this, I think it'll
Is it
show up
like-
in Discord.
We wish his dad swallowed him.
He just looks like exactly what you'd expect him to look like.
Oh no.
So just click that link real quick, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Alrighty.
I'm not gonna put him on the
Oh yeah,
podcast.
he does.
Oh my god. Oh my.
I mean, I'm not one to make fun of the way
Looks like-
someone looks, but he just really
You
looks
look
like
exactly
the way
you
he posts.
sound. Looks like he works at Starbucks or something.
He looks like a kid I went to middle school with.
This is like the one foreign friend you see in a sitcom.
You occasionally hang out with.
He's the token Indian character.
The recurring character that shows up and has the one-liner and just leaves.
Yeah, Kramer. He's Kramer in Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed, great.
But yeah, that guy. So you see stuff like that on there pretty often. But I actually got my first voice acting job through Stage 32. Oh, I guess I should probably say this. I'm supposed to be voice acting in a video game.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna be
Nice.
voice acting in an indie video game, and I play a crazy doctor character who's like, I can't even think of what I'm trying to do.
I'm sorry, excuse you.
My bad. Oh fuck yeah! That's my thinking sound. That's me trying to think of like an imitator. I'm like, I'm gonna turn into a voice soon. But it never did.
That must suck for the people that live with you to be like, hey Tyler, you got an idea for a video? Hold on, let me think.
In like a off, they're like, yeah, we don't know what the fuck's wrong with him, but he's a damn genius. So just let him, yeah.
Just an ongoing aneurysm.
That's my triggered noise. I know what Tim's triggered noise is. There it is.
Was that it?
Yeah, go ahead, do it again, Tim.
Sounds like he got shot.
Oh, dude, that's how painful it is for him. He has a hard time with that kind of thing.
I literally have like
Call somebody.
I'm actually looking
down.
for. I want to read out a review that we got real quick. Brian's already read it, but
Yeah.
yeah. Let me find him.
So Tim, where are you from? Party kid.
He's from He's from
from-
Filipino land.
I'm not
Isn't that
from
right,
the Philippines.
Jose?
I'm part Filipino. God damn it! I grew up in Clovis,
He did.
and
Tim was in cashing
I-
checks.
yes, I was FBI agent who had to pull up his pants,
That's right. And knee Austin in the face.
who dropped Austin because I have the upper body strength of a squirrel.
Oh no. That is unfortunate. Hang on, I've got a screenshot. I can't find his review anymore. Let me see.
Are you from Clovis, Brian?
No, he's not.
No, I'm actually from LSU. I went to the Clovis Community College for a few years just to get my PSAs, and that's how I met Tyler. We went to get team together.
Sorry.
God damn it!
My bad. I was coughing.
And
Yeah, tell the story of how we met, Brian. It's
Oh
great.
no! Oh no!
Literally, we were
well,
like, how
basically,
far
I was
apart
just-
were we standing? Because we were waiting outside of the theater,
we were just
right?
Mm.
I just
Yeah.
walked over there, and then this lanky motherfucker named Brian's standing there. And
hold on, I can barely hear you guys.
okay, well, fix that.
Thank
All right,
you.
go ahead.
Here, I'll read the review before we start this story. So, first off, the guy said, well, he said it's fascinating, and we broke the fourth wall to the point that it's genius. Then he said, Mortal End is the revenge story for the ages, and it will not disappoint. This guy is an absolute genius and deserves as much support as possible. He is on a trajectory to creating some of the most diverse forms of media we may be privy to ever see. So thank you,
Oh,
Eldrin,
fuck.
for that review. He's also the guy who told me the scene from Demented Stability was funny. So shouts out to him. Brian, are you still with us? I think Brian is no longer with us.
He died.
Yeah, he's gone. Well, basically what happened was so it's the first day of the spring. He just muted himself. Yeah, I think he's trying to figure his shit out. It was the first day of spring classes in 2015, I think.
Mm.
And I was walking over to the theater to take my second theater class because I had taken the company class in the fall, but they don't offer it in the spring. So I went over there, and I walk up, and there's Bryant, who is standing outside of the theater by himself, which is what I would be doing if he was not here. So then I walk over there, and I kind of stand for a minute, and I'm like, should I say something to this guy? I mean, we're obviously going to the same class. He can't be confused and think this is fucking woods, like fucking pottery or some shit. He's standing outside the theater. So then I don't know what exactly. I'm sure Bryant can tell you exactly what I said to him whenever he gets back. Jesus Christ. We just lost our guest halfway through. Not even halfway through. But I don't remember what I said to him. I know that I approached him. Well, actually, we were kind of like looking at each other, and I was like, I have to say something at this point, or I'm going to come off as like a killer or something. Bryant, you have yourself muted, by the way. I don't know if he knows he's muted or not, but you have yourself muted. I don't want him to be sitting here thinking we're not listening to what he's saying or that we can't hear him, but we can hear him because he's muted.
He
You
did.
gotta press the little button that looks like a microphone, Bryant. He's new to Discord.
Fair enough.
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, the sound just cut off completely, and it just hung up, and I'm like, what the hell? What's going
Yeah.
on? You were talking about me.
Yeah, I read the review to everyone, and I want what was our first conversation like again? Because you remember it better than I do. What in the absolute hell is that? What the fuck was that? Did you hear that, Tim?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure I'm not having an aneurysm or something. That was fucking
apocalypse,
demonic. Yeah, that shit sounded awful. Holy fuck. Okay, go ahead, Brian. What was our first conversation like? Because I approached you, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I drove up, I see you walking in, and I guess you walked over to the theater, and you just like, I don't know. You in there, and you start walking away, and I'm like, huh, this guy looks creepy. And I didn't know where to go because, the first time I was college there, and I figured, like, this place is
Come closer, Brian. I can't quite hear what you're saying. I got most of it, but be more clear.
Use your chest.
Oh yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that should be good.
All right. Anyway, I don't know. We were both standing outside of the theater for like 5 minutes. No one was saying anything, and we were just both glancing at each other.
Yeah, I was gonna say we were like both standing there looking at each other, and at one point I remember we did it, and I was like, well, shit, I've got to say something now.
Yeah, no, I'm like, should I say something first? Like, he looked like he was about to approach me. Should I talk to him or should I wait? And then eventually you just go, hey, I'm Tyler.
Well, I was like,
I
remember I told you, yeah, that's my opening line with everyone. I'm at the bar. I like approach a woman. I'm like, hey, name's Tyler. I got a YouTube channel. I got 294 subscribers. Nothing major though, no strings attached. But no, I remember I opened up with, you taking the theater class? I say, as we're standing outside the theater, where the theater class is going to take place, obviously.
And I respond, see.
Yeah.
God damn it.
And I was like, oh shit, he doesn't speak English. I better stop talking to this guy.
Yeah,
and I walked away. And I never spoke to Brian again. No, I'm kidding.
The alternate timeline.
All I remember is in that class one time when Christy had us improv, you like shoved me. And supposedly I looked at you like in a very angry way.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. We were supposed to act with, me and Tyler and some of the groups in the class were supposed to just, we're working on like expressing emotion through acting. And so she was giving us some prompts of what to do. And at one point she says, okay, I want guys to act angry. And then everyone was, being quiet. No one wanted to participate. So I take the opportunity and I turn to Tyler. I push him in the knee and I yell, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Okay. And then Tyler then proceeds to look at me and gives me this look of death, like he just wants me dead right then and there. And then I remember this is when I first established friendships with Tyler. We were actually Facebook friends, so it was official. And I saw some of his old pictures, and I realized that he was a black belt. And I'm like, maybe this wasn't the best idea.
He could have destroyed me. I didn't think this through. No.
I could have died.
And the first production, the first stage production that we worked on together was The Actor's Nightmare, and that is the first rehearsal that I ever walked out of and was like, "Fuck y'all, I'm leaving." That's the only time I've ever walked away from an entire production before.
I know. I actually had to drive over to his house to console him.
Yeah, I was mad as shit, dude. I didn't say
I
shit
drove over
to anyone either. I got up, I put my shoes on, I walked out, and I left. Everyone was like, and everyone just watched me leave too. Everyone was just like, "Well, damn, there he goes."
And it's not his fault. It's not his fault. It was everybody else's. I mean, there was this one chick that just would not memorize her lines. We were like a week later, till a week until the performance day. She still had not memorized her lines. She wouldn't speak up. She wouldn't do anything. And it was just a really stressful day, and no one was taking it seriously. And Tyler was just like, you know what, fuck bitches, I'm out.
I was in a trash can. Everyone around me was yelling. And
You know,
believe
and
me,
I remember-
if you think your stress is heightened, you should be in a trash can because it makes it so much worse. You can't walk anywhere. You feel like you're trapped in this situation. You're just like, you know what? Fuck. That's why I stepped out of the trash can. I was like, I am out of this bitch. Actually, I remember I put my pants on because I had my pants off for that play. So you've got me storming around in my underwear. And then I put my pants on, I put my shoes on, and I fucked off. And I remember I called Christy and was like, hey, I walked out of rehearsals. And Christy was like, oh, yeah, that's fine. Everyone walked out of rehearsals. I walked out of rehearsals. Wayne's walked out of rehearsals. Chris has walked out of rehearsals. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
She wasn't even there anyway. So.
No, yeah, she was gone.
Dude, if you think you were stressed, how do you think I felt? I had to wear a fucking dress. Okay, and I had to speak in the god-awful foreign accent, and I was in a trash can.
Hey, you volunteered for all of that, so I don't want to hear that.
It's all your fault.
I didn't ask to be the lead.
Tyler. We don't fucking talk about that, okay?
I always say that, like, I never really want to be a lead character because the leads always have the most, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But,
I mean, you got the lead in that play, and I got the lead in the other play, so.
Well, wait, when did you play lead? Oh, in the funeral parlor one?
Yeah, we did 2 separate plays, and you got the lead in the main one. I got the lead in the opening play.
Man, I don't even think I had a line in the funeral parlor one. I don't remember that play one bit. I think I just stood there.
No, it was just like 2 people.
Yeah,
honestly,
I don't remember
pointless
that at all.
Yeah, that shows that makes me feel better about myself.
Yeah.
Anyway, but no, despite like the performance and everything, again, like I say, every time I watch it, I cringe because of my characters. But oh no, it was fun, man. That was a fun freaking class. Especially like afterwards, we just look around in the auditorium, not literally, but figuratively, you know. But
yeah,
just don't want him getting the wrong idea.
Anyway. I mean that happened too, but
we don't talk about that.
I always say that I started drinking in the theater.
Oh god.
Because that's just a fact. I remember after we finished Noises Off, which Brian wasn't a part of Noises Off, unfortunately, but that was a fantastic play. I would have rather had you been in the other male role than who was, but after that play, I was at a after party, and Chris, which everyone knows at this point because Chris was in Mortal End, so everyone knows who he is now.
He shot my wife in the face.
He did shoot your wife in the face multiple times. Chris turns to me. I don't smoke cigarettes, by the way. Just make this clear. But Chris turns to me and goes, "Hey, you want a cigarette?" And I go, "Yeah." And I take one and I light it, and I'm sitting there and I go, "Wait a second, I don't smoke."
I don't smoke.
This was after we did Noises Off, but I was like, "Oh, that's why I'm smoking."
I don't go to school here.
Who are you people?
Oh god.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like the Actor's Nightmare, Funeral Parlor, and the Christmas Carol were the only ones I was associated with because afterwards I was busy with other classes too.
Yeah, that's right. But, yeah, you missed out a lot. Sucks to be you.
I know.
Anyways, no, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Wow.
No, go ahead.
Cool.
Go ahead, Brian. Jesus.
No, fuck you.
Damn.
Nah, but I would want it to, man. But I guess I lost Christy's trust because the Christmas Carol kind of like interfered with my schedule.
Right.
And there were so many times I'd be like, I might not be able to get to here. I might make it. But here's the thing. I memorized all my fucking lines, but still, it's just like I wasn't there all the time, so I had all my lines memorized. So not sure. But it was fun, man. It's something I wish I could go back to do, but too late now.
You know who I miss?
Who?
Natalie.
Yeah, she was cool.
I want to work with her on something, but she's busy. I have any indie filmmakers out there who are just looking for a script to work on. Talk to me. I have lots and lots of scripts.
Get over here.
They pile up on me.
Come on.
And I feel like shit and want to kill myself. So please, take some of these scripts from me. I'm tired of having them.
It's okay. It's fine. You'll be okay. Don't worry about it. You want to know how they got these stars.
Oh my god.
So, guys.
Anyway. So,
love you too, Draven. Sorry, my nephew's going to bed. Our next topic for the evening. PSAs.
Oh no.
And what we love about them.
Is there anything to love? I don't want the public to know anything.
well, that's it for this podcast.
What? You dumb
Well, that's all
cunts.
for this podcast. I hope you guys enjoy.
You guys don't like drug PSAs? They're my favorite. I love them.
I mean, like, ironically liking them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
They're ridiculous. I'm talking about the one with, like, Mr. T, where he's all shaking the camera. He's like, I just want to shake some sense into him. And I'm like, Mr. T, I'm not a kid. I'm 22, please.
I just like
come
all
on,
the
man.
ones where they just. I like the one that stands out to me is the fucking Vine one, where it was just like, yeah, I went to this party and this girl was drunk and and he was like talking about what he did. It's just like, whoa, hold up, and everything just like freeze frames and the guy just like stays still in the most awkward way possible. You're just like, that's not cool. You shouldn't do that.
Hey, don't do that. That's how you stop tragedy, dude. Every terrorist just needs a stern talking to. ISIS, knock it off.
Let's be real, guys.
Come on.
Stop it.
Beheading people? Come on, man. That's gay. And I know the last thing ISIS wants to be is gay. Am I right, my guys?
Up top.
So,
Make all the frog gay.
Ligma.
Stop this.
Ligma.
Stop.
Oh, fuck. No. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I found this out yesterday. Shut your mouth.
Just imagine me with very.
I almost fell for it again.
So is Ligma just like the hardcore cousin of Updog?
Yes.
Pretty much. Just like. Maybe it's Updog that just matured and went through, high school and just got better.
So wait, what was
Just more successful.
So I'm gonna go direct to the source here real quick, Brian. What was Thomas Marcus's background?
I was the CEO of Tectonic. Wait,
I remember that.
or are you talking about my occupation or my?
No, just his entire life.
I don't know. I'm Mexican.
I mean, we knew that.
You guys, I don't know. Well, I don't know why you guys felt the need to point out that I was Mexican throughout the whole thing.
Wait, did they? Oh, Austin did. I don't know if I did. I think we had to point it out because otherwise no one would realize it. Because Matthew wasn't a character in the movie for very long, so he didn't even get a chance to be called Mexican.
Yeah.
Wait, he did actually. He did get called Mexican by
by
Hunter S.
you
Thompson's
did,
character.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful scene, by the way. I love watching the part where you're like, who the fuck is this asshole? And then he like blows smoke in your face. And he's like, Hunter S. Thompson, I'm a fucking journalist. I just
my favorite part is when
I love that because it's perfect the way the smoke hits your face and you like react to it.
Yeah,
and then Hunter just like continues the conversation like he didn't just blow fucking smoke into your face.
Yeah.
I was gonna say smucking folk, and I don't think that makes sense, but go on.
Dude, my favorite part was one I didn't realize until after we're done filming, since you were so far in the background, is when me and Matthew's character were talking, and he goes like, why don't you just leave work? And then I'm like, well, like, I can't just stay home and get stoned like that fucking asshole over there. And we just see you in the background. Just like, okay, bitch.
Yeah, and the thing was...
your reaction in the background is perfect.
Yeah, I don't think Austin knew that I was supposed to be there, because when we did that, I did that whole part, he came up to me afterwards and was like, yeah, Tyler, did you know you were in the background of that shot? And I was like, yes. That's what I was trying to do. Because I thought it'd be funny if like you guys are having a serious conversation, you're like, that fucking asshole over there, and then you see me just... How dare you talk about me in that way?
Yeah, it's because the couch is facing forward, and you're behind me. I had no idea you were going to do that, and I remember watching them.
I just look at you and like shake my head like disappointment. How dare you talk about me? I mean, it's true, but how dare you talk about me in that way? Oh man, I love your second scene with Hunter where he pops out of the closet and he's like, "What are you doing here, huh? You some kind of Mormon? You some kind of government agent, huh? You here to pop me?"
Oh my god.
Dude, I could not stop laughing.
I fucking because the first time we did that, you didn't even know I was in the closet, right? You were just exploring the house.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna pop up somewhere. I knew you were gonna show up somewhere.
Yeah, because I wasn't behind the camera anymore.
But
You're like, where the hell is he?
Yeah, and it fit perfectly because I stopped right at the perfect spot, and then the closet just slides open, and you just see a gun.
I just glide out of it, yeah. And then I hit you with that line. You weren't even ready for it. You were like, no.
I'm glad you got that in the blooper reel, man.
Yeah. That shit was funny. You were like, what? No. You didn't even know what to say. We had no dialogue planned, so you were like, ay caramba.
The bloopers are, I know, right? The bloopers kill me, man. Every time I watch the video, it's freaking hilarious.
Should we watch?
Especially the end when we're at the
bloopers?
abandoned house. And...
God.
We can watch the bloopers on this. Or
Yeah.
wait, did I privatize that? Hang on. Because if I privatize it, I'm not going to waste the effort of unprivatizing it. But if it's just on here, then yeah, we can do it. I keep on forgetting that Sympathetic Apathy was 3 fucking years ago.
Oh my.
Yeah, tell me.
I know, right?
We did all that coke.
That video has like that video has like 400 and something views, right?
Yeah. Like 468, I think.
17
was the last I saw.
Ish.
68 was the last I saw.
Oh yeah, something like that.
Action.
I'm just gonna skip to that blooper in particular because we're not gonna watch this 10-minute video of outtakes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I got it. Let me do this. And some guy commented in Spanish like I fucking speak Spanish or something.
I don't even speak Spanish.
He just wanted his voice heard.
Okay, good. No one understood it. Si responde esta mensaje o te pasas por mi canal, me subs al tuyo, no soy como esos que a los 5 días se describen. Five.
What the fuck?
All right, I sent the link, so just click
Yeah,
that
I
whenever
got
you
it.
guys are ready.
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm not ready, Freddy, because I haven't put my screen on the screen yet, so hang on. Damn it. Those alien freaks wrecked my ride.
Stop that.
What'd you say to me, you alien freak?
I'm not an alien freak.
10. Ha, more like alien. You fucking alien.
I was born in America.
Wait, what? I was born in America. Can't do this to me. All right. All right, is everyone there? You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
Fuck, Raymond.
Try to improv.
Hunter, who the fuck are you? Hunter, where's Raymond? I don't know my name. What are you? Some kind of government agent? Some kind of Mormon trying to hunt me down? Who are you? You here to pop me, huh? No!
He was like, I can't do this. I can't take this situation seriously any longer. He just threw so many sentences at me, I don't know which one to respond to. Hi, Alexis. Welcome to the podcast. Yeah, you could just see like the confusion building on Brian's face. He's like, "What are you fucking? Where are you going with this? What are you talking about? What the hell is happening?"
This wasn't in the script.
Yeah, a script in 2015. What is he talking about, guys?
I know, right?
Yeah, I remember for the longest time I was like, "Oh man, yeah, we can do it without a script. Haha, fuck scripts, boy. Am I right? Haha, fuck 'em." And then I was like, maybe I should start actually writing scripts. I didn't talk like that in 2015, to be clear with everyone. That's I imagine no one would talk to me if that's how I walked around carrying myself. Haha. I sound like a SoundCloud rapper.
That's how I hear you whenever you send me a message. That's how I hear you when you send me messages.
Take that.
God damn it.
Honestly, I think Tim gets the blunt side of all the terrible shit that I send him now.
Yeah.
What was the last thing I said to you? Oh yeah, about Waluigi.
Oh.
What the hell did I say?
Please.
How did it even
Please
start?
elaborate.
It's time to get some of that Walu pussy. And
Yes, that's pretty much what I said.
I'm more like a keeper at this point.
Well, actually, originally I said I would like to order one Waluigi, and then he sent me a Fallout meme, to which I responded, I want that Walu pussy. So, to be fair, I didn't come in with that. I got into it slowly.
You ended with it.
I also wanted to just note that I said, I don't deserve such vitriol and meanie-headedness.
That is something that you said.
No one does.
And then I went on, Tim went on to call it low-quality bait, to which I responded, it's somewhat okay bait. We haven't made enough somewhat okay puns in this podcast.
Are we sure?
No.
Do we really need them?
I mean, they'd be somewhat okay.
Oh, was that it?
Oh, hang on. Let me finish.
Brian,
let me
you wanna take my place as the co-host?
let me finish off the our Facebook conversation, because you said, "You okay, buddy? Looks like something is fucking you up." And I responded, "That Walu pussy is fucking me up." And Tim said, "Oh no, look at that, I'm gone." He was like, "Well, my time here is done."
Well, that's my time to go. Bye.
Thank you, Tyler.
Yeah.
You gave me the inspiration to end my life.
You're leaving an impact on people some way. No.
I mean, a lot of people think that Mortal End was just a movie, but it's actually a suicide note. A lot of people overlook that. At the there's subliminal messages throughout. At one point, Brian has tattooed across his forehead, "Tyler is going to kill himself and me. Please help." A lot of people ignored that very subliminal, subtle messaging that I put into
What
my
about
movie.
the messaging of shooting his wife like 40 times?
I love that
That
on the.
is so
I love that.
annoying.
Hold on the last Somewhat Okay podcast, when we watched that scene, Tim said, "I think that a lot of police officers could take away some policy from this," and to which I responded, "I think they already do."
Controversial. Just like
And I was like, it's almost like this is based off of true events.
we like to hit the hard topics here.
Oh yeah. Police brutality is not a hot topic anymore. I think we need to cover
It's
lizard
old
people.
news. It's old news.
We need to become the new Alex Jones, Tim.
Do we?
Turn the freaking frogs gay. There, we've started it. It has begun.
The police are globalists,
Oh.
and they're trying to take out all the good citizens.
Is that what it is?
Oh wait, no, oh no, I'm
No,
not saying
no,
that.
no.
I'm
We
not
side-
continuing that.
Oh, you shit! You fucking.
Somebody
Somebody clip that. Somebody clip specifically that part and take it out of context. Put it on every news station. Shit.
I think I stopped myself.
No, it's too late, Tim. You're already part of the system now.
God.
You're one of us. One of us. Well, let me see.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah. Well,
All
wait,
right,
there
cool.
is something
I
that I
thought it
do
was
want to share
interesting.
with you guys, actually.
Oh no.
There was this great
Oh,
parody
geez,
of
what a joy.
one of the drug PSAs. Let me see if I can. Oh yeah. So if you guys have all seen the
Shit.
This is your brain on drugs PSA,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Have you seen the one with the woman
No.
where she's bashing all the stuff with the
Nah.
frying pan? and-
What?
Okay. Well, the first
Yeah,
part of
fine.
this is taken from that, and then there's the second part that is parroting that commercial. Let me know when you're ready.
Give me a second.
I'm ready.
I'm
no.
ready.
I just showed my Facebook tab on the podcast. Oh,
Oh shit.
It's okay.
Doxed.
They didn't see. Doxed. Got him. It's not like I put my whole name on the internet all the time. All right. Everyone ready?
Oh shit! I thought we were already watching. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
All right. A 3.
Three.
A 3. A 3. 3. 3. 3.
Oh, are you-
3. 3, 2, 1, go.
This is your brain. And this is heroin. This is what happens to your brain after snorting heroin.
Wait, you snort heroin? Ow!
For the old needle.
Oh, I've seen this.
Wait,
Like, okay, good message.
it's not over
Very
yet.
nice.
This is what
Oh,
your
wait,
family
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, can you not? Well, how are we going to tell what time it is?
God. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Oh, you rent this place.
Wait, watch this.
Yeah, we have a lot of questions.
Why do you have to do this to every room in the house?
I'm making a point, Dad.
None of us do heroin, honey.
What does all this symbolize?
It means heroin smashes your money.
Oh my God, she didn't even think it through.
How else was I going to make my point?
Just send us an email.
But smashing stuff is dramatic.
I told you, if you want to smash things, you go to the garage.
But I need to express myself.
You need to get a summer job.
Damn, I'm wearing glasses. I got these from
Yeah.
Pottery Barn. Rachel, where are my stembuses?
I've never
Rachel.
done heroin, but honestly, Rachel, this makes me want to.
Heroin just
This is
Yes.
way more damage than anyone on heroin has ever done. You know what people on heroin do? They sleep. And they wake up and they buy more heroin.
Yeah, like Stuart.
Wait, what?
My dinner party tonight is officially completely done.
Rachel, just go to your room, okay?
You're welcome.
Ooh, that face.
Not again, Rachel. Shouldn't have given her that bedroom pan.
You got her a bedroom pan?
Bedroom pan.
I gotta stop her.
Dad, can I have a
Bedroom fan.
Yes, Dad.
The eggshells are like your brain. No. Your brain is like the yolk. The cutlery that doesn't break because that's your drive to do heroin. Sorry, I'm on a lot of coke right now.
I feel like this is your film thoughts, Tyler.
I feel like this is something I would have come up with if I hadn't seen this first.
Probably. Yeah. I just picture you every time I see this word shit, man.
The fucking No, yeah, I love that skit. I found it earlier today, and thought that's really funny. None of us do heroin, honey. Why do you have to do this to every room in the house?
Honestly, I've never done heroin, but this is making me want.
Why did you buy her a bedpan?
It's dramatic, Mom. A bedpan? Bedpan.
Yeah, like Sean.
Yeah, like Sean. Wait, what?
That right there is what is something I would see in one of your videos, Tyler. I would be like, yeah, look at this guy.
Like this
See
guy.
a fucking...
What? You know what people on heroin do? They sleep, and then they buy more heroin. Like Sean. Wait, what? It would just be your homeless character, Bryant. Homeless faggot or whatever his
Oh,
name
yeah.
was.
That was the official name, Homeless Faggot.
Homeless faggot was the official name of Bryant's character in the. I think I credited you as homeless faggot, right? Like I definitely.
Yeah,
I feel
Red.
like-
R.I.P. Homeless Faggot.
Make sure to put that one on your resumes. Pass rolls.
Yeah, when I create an IMDb page for everyone, I'm gonna put homeless faggot on Brian's acting credits.
Dude, like, Tim, like, legit though, me and my brother always talk about this, like, since Tyler kills off my characters all the time, like, we call it The Void, and it's just this black abyss filled with all the characters just there playing poker and shit, and Homeless Faggot is there.
There needs to be a spinoff. This needs to be a thing.
Brian needs to get a production
Tyler for
company
the
together,
launch
and he needs to launch a sitcom with
I've been
he
telling
plays
Tyler
everyone.
we
It's
should
like a
do-
fucking Eddie Murphy movie where Brian plays every character.
Exactly.
And,
I thought we
it's
should
just
make
all
a
my
reality
characters.
show out of this.
I'm telling you, man, you gotta
Should
you gotta launch that. That is your brand right there.
Yeah.
I give
But
you full
that's
permission
what
to take all my characters, or all my characters that you played, and make.
Yeah,
make
but
a full
that's
sitcom
what
out
I
of it.
say. Yeah, that's what I say now. Every time I get killed off in one of his films, I'll just be like, "Whoop, another one to add to the void."
Yeah.
It's just
There goes another one.
They have like a small suburb at this point.
Yep.
Yeah, they got a little neighborhood. They live on Void
the
Street.
Reason why the reason why I want this to be a thing is because I play two different characters with Thomas Marcus and then the homeless guy, and I just want them to interact some way.
Yeah.
Because they're both two different fucking people.
Yeah, like
Those
Thomas
are the
Marcus
ones I
is a
want.
successful bitter. They're both bitter, but they just come from two different walks of life. I always imagined Thomas was Catholic. Did you ever think Thomas was Catholic? I always thought Thomas was Catholic. I mean, I guess it's by character, so I kind of decide, but I always thought he was.
I thought he was an atheist.
That's racist, dude.
Well,
Or is it
just because of
racist
how
for
he
me to
acts,
assume
you know?
he's Catholic? Just because he's Mexican. Tim, aren't you Catholic?
I'm not Catholic, so. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do my
Tim went to
40
Catholic
Hail
school.
Marys, and I
Tell us what the priest did to you.
what did he do?
I like how that's my first assumption. Tell us what the priest did.
Well, isn't that everyone's first assumption with the Catholic Church?
Yes. See, I always forget Chris's age until I ask him something about his past. Because I asked him, Chris Cummins went to Catholic school. So I asked Chris, when did you go to Catholic school? And he says to me, oh yeah, that was, I think, 1956 to 1962. And I'm like, holy shit. Wow.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I always assume he's like my parents' age for some or like a little bit older than them, but then he hits me with that, and I'm like, oh shit. You're
How old is he anyway?
It's like 69, I think.
Oh dang. Oh.
Well, he went to elementary school in 1956, so do with that as you will. Yeah. No, Chris just always tells me the great stories too. He told me about he was in the military and he was in the dorms, and he could hear these two guys starting to argue, and then he heard them fight, and he heard like someone hit the floor, and then you heard someone go, wait, let him get up. He's your friend. Let him get up. And then it goes silent for a few seconds, and then another hit. And fucking Chris is sitting there in his bed like, what the fuck is going
Try
on?
again. Come on.
Yeah. I think that's always the worst thing. I always feel so bad when I see people getting up to fight again. I'm like, dude, just stop.
Down.
Just stop.
Just stop.
It's over.
Yeah, it's done. Stop.
You're
Stop.
embarrassing yourself.
Don't do it. Ho, don't do it.
family.
Oh!
No, God.
He did it again.
Oh no.
He's Wolverineing him right now.
Did you do that? Yeah.
It's like Chris and Larry's wife. Just keeps fucking shooting her. You know, without the context of the film, that can sound really, really awful. You know?
Only a little bit.
Especially when I talk about a man going in on someone's wife. I think I need to word that better whenever I word that. Because due to the openness of cucks nowadays, I think we need to be very clear that we're talking about a man murdering another man's wife. Which is probably a fetish in itself anyways. But
It's expected at this point.
So guys, something that I wanted to bring up on today's podcast, and I feel everyone's going to be able to add something to. Awkward situations.
Oh my.
Let's talk awkward situations, my guys. Just any point in your life, an awkward situation that
My
you've
life
been
story.
in. Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna let Tim go first because I know he has many to tell. So I'm gonna let Tim lead this.
Oh, this is awkward right now. This is no fun.
Go ahead, Tim. It's all you.
My Discord died.
Oh,
for a
okay.
second.
I was gonna let you lead awkward situations because I feel like you have a lot.
There was one today at work.
Oh boy, recent.
Oh, geez.
I work at the bookstore at Eastern, and our computer's been down, or like it hasn't been working that great today.
Right.
And these guys are like, this couple walks in and they pre-order their books, and or they like come up to me. There's like, yeah, we're looking for these, or we got an email saying my books came in. I was just like, okay, let me see your email, and it was the wrong one. It was just like, oh yeah, it's in the process, but it isn't done yet. And he's just like, no. I just show this, and they give me my books, and it's like, yeah, but this isn't the right email. And we're just like, he's just like, okay, can you just like look it up in the computer? It's like, all right. And like the computer takes like 15 minutes just to try to process that to find his order. And it's just like, okay, there's a box number. And I go look around back there, and I'm just like, yeah, it's not fucking here. And I come back out, and I'm just like, yeah, it hasn't been processed yet. Come back whenever you basically get the right email. Well, I didn't say that, obviously, but
Right.
he was just like, yeah, all right. And I was just like, it was just an annoying scenario of, huh? But I mean, there's all the ones I can really think of, though, like some really hard hitters. Oh, okay. Last semester, whenever I took screenwriting, so there's this guy named Nick, right?
Right.
And let's just say that he is somebody who has been coddled / repressed by his parents.
Okay.
And he obviously has a crush on this one girl in class. But the thing is, she doesn't have it. I mean, she's not like a dick to him. She tries to just brush him off. But oh my god, we get to the point in the class where we're like sharing our projects, and we get other students to read our plays. And we start reading his, and oh my god, that was one of the worst 15 minutes of my life.
What did he write?
He wrote basically his fever wet dream.
Oh no.
God.
It was an entire play dedicated to him, basically is a character that was supposed to be him.
Right.
Like going to this talent show, where it just so happens that every girl in the talent show is this pretty young girl.
Right.
Who is this amazing performer, and after the performance, they go up to him and they all invite him into this goddamn like a beach party.
Right.
And one of the worst and the cringiest line I ever heard was that in his play they're all in the water, and he specifically writes that the main character sneaks up behind every single girl and tickles them.
Okay.
What? Tickle? And then I hear tickle, I automatically cringe.
It was just.
You have a tickle fetish? Did he admit this to the class?
Basically, at that point, and he wasn't
Did you give a demonstration?
Wait, your teacher allowed this to go on?
Well, we just let it. The thing is that the guy didn't even notice. Like everyone, just like the class was like through a series of just like sort of making fun of it, and then just being completely and utterly horrified. And then,
gosh!
And he was just completely unaware of anyone's reactions. At the end, he's like, "All right, so can I get your criticisms?" And then we're just like, it was just dead silent.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, yeah.
You think that's bad? In my last acting class, where it was like it wasn't like a bunch of us coming together to do a play or what have you.
Mhm.
It was just a bunch of people who haven't acted. And, well, except for me, obviously. I'm a professional. Get out of my way, cunts. Anyways,
Here's my card.
Yeah. I'm gonna start printing cards because literally someone asked me for mine yesterday. Yeah, and I was like, I don't have.
No one wants to ask a card from a dead guy, so I'm good.
No one wants to be an ugly dead guy. Am I right, guys? Anyways,
Damn.
Yeah.
basically, what was I getting ready to say? Oh yeah, so I was in this action class, and for the end, you had the option of building a small scale model of a set, which this one girl did, and it was fantastic. She did she built the set of Rabbit Hole, which is a fantastic play if you haven't read it or seen the movie with Nicole Kidman and Aaron Eckhart. But anyway, she did that, and then this other girl was going to recite a monologue, which is what I also did. I wrote a play during this time period, and I could have just submitted that and been done with it, but I didn't. I wanted to read this monologue from a play by Christopher Durang, and I did, and it was great. But this girl goes up to do her monologue, and we're all sitting in the front row. There's like 5 of us in the class, and it was, oh man, if only I can't even reenact it, but she was doing some kind of thing that was she'd based off of Supernatural or something. And she came out and
really?
she was like shouting at this other character, and she got down on her knees and she was like fake crying, and she had all these pauses where it seemed like, I feel like she was making it up as she went, because she would have these pauses where she'd stop and then she would get back into it, and every time she would pause, I would think it was over. And so I'm about to clap, and then she's like, but I can't. And I'm like, oh, no, okay, never mind. My hands are like in clapping position, like about to clap. And then she continues, and I'm like, okay. And I'm sitting there, and she keeps, and this goes on for like, I mean, I didn't have a timer on me, but I'm guessing it went on for like 10 minutes. And I'm sitting there watching her act this out, and I'm like, she is just acting out fan fiction that she wrote on her own time, and acting it out in this very Shakespearean way as well, which is what really scared me about the situation. And at one point,
I'm one for getting your work out there, but Jesus Christ,
I was like, what the fuck? I felt like I was in a David Lynch film for like 10 minutes. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Because the pauses were the first thing that really threw me off, but then like some of the stuff she was saying, I was like, and then she pulled out a knife, and I was like, oh shit. Oh, she's got props.
The first 5
the audience
rows is a splash
participation
zone.
portion.
The pauses were what were really throwing, because I was like, is it?
I need a volunteer
I was like
from
looking
the audience.
I was looking at other
film
people
help.
after a certain point. I was like, is it over? Do we clap? It wasn't like Jeb Bush. He wasn't like, please clap. I was like, do we? And then when it was finally over, I was like, I waited for everyone else to start clapping, and then they did, and I was like, okay, all right, thank God. But man, I was just like, what the hell is going on?
I don't understand.
I swear
What's
to you, it
going
was like a
on?
David Lynch film, and I don't make fun of people for acting usually or writing their own stuff, because I do understand it's a very complex thing to go through. Well, acting isn't, but
Damn.
And it's even hard to just get up there and perform in front of people
yeah, if you get up
sometimes,
there
know,
on
to-
stage, you've already accomplished
got
something
balls.
that a lot of people won't do. And I hate when people
Yeah.
tell me, "Oh, I can't act." Everyone can act. Everyone acts all the time.
Yeah, it's called lying.
Yeah, it's called being alive. Like you act when you're at work and you're like, "Oh yes, please let me help you." "Oh yes, I love this job." "Oh yeah, it's so nice here." Or when you're like really upset but you don't want to let someone know you're upset. You're acting like you're not upset. People act all the time. It's just a matter of not acting like yourself that people have trouble with.
Yeah.
You can be. It's a matter of becoming a character that's hard for people, and the idea of
It's like
being
trying
on
to
stage in front of
initially
an audience of
think
people
your
also is intimidating for people as well.
It's also like to initially just think your character's thoughts and portray yourself on how they would handle that situation.
And some
rather
people
than
can't
just
do
reading lines off of paper.
other characters. That's why there were people are character cast. Like Vincent Price was always the bad guy in everything he's in because he's this big, intimidating, deep-voiced motherfucker. But what people don't know about Vincent Price is that he wrote cookbooks and children's books, and he also owned an art exhibit. He was a very nice man, and also my mother met Vincent Price and said that he is one of the nicest men in the world.
She's never seen again.
But she was scared shitless. She was 12 years old at the time. She was scared shitless of Vincent Price.
Oh, wow.
But, yeah, no, she met Vincent Price and said he's just the nicest guy. And then you've got people who just can't act no matter what they do, like Tommy Wiseau, for example.
Damn.
He, I feel bad for the guy. I really do, because people are, he, I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know what's wrong with him. I couldn't tell you.
Get some help. Call somebody.
I mean,
$5.
He did it. It's sort of an Ed Wood situation where he gets popular off of being bad, right? Like, people love it. It's so bad it's a good thing. So. But when is something so bad that it's good is the real question. Because to me, I could never like those kind of movies. I can like something that's really self-aware, and I can like something that's really campy, I guess. But I can't like something that's just terrible all the way through. And be like, oh, it was so badly entertaining, you know? I mean, I can think of a few movies like that, I guess. I mean, fuck, what was it? Well, I guess there's movies that are so bad they're unwatchable, like The Great Ecstasy of Robert Carmichael. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life, and I'll never watch it again. But then you've got movies like, hang on, let me go to my blog real quick so I can remind myself. Speaking of which, if you want to check out my movie reviews, go to the McAllisterReview.wordpress.com, and I've got reviews there.
There he goes again.
Hey, shut up, bitch. Just because you don't have anything to advertise, don't down me.
Damn.
The Mask of the Red Death was really funny. It wasn't supposed to be, but it was really funny, and it's fun to watch because it's stupid, and it gets ridiculous. And then you've got what else? The Manchurian Candidate, which I showed Tim. There's a scene where Frank Sinatra does karate. It's hilarious. It's definitely worth seeing. And I guess that's sort of the situation. Is like it's bad, right? But it's entertaining is what matters. You know.
I prefer that over movies that are like trying so hard to be funny, even though it's like it's cliche and it's just overdone and it's just not to the point where it's just like, okay, seriously, we're not gonna laugh. Like,
sounds like Veronica.
Just leave.
How everyone thought that movie was so scary, and then it's like every cliche I've seen in every other Ouija-based movie. I'm like, okay. How many times we're going to talk about Ouija boards on this podcast, Tim, before you think people start complaining?
How old are you?
We have to keep advertising Ouija October.
Ouija-tober. Wait, that's not next month, is it? Because I'm not ready. I haven't even started to prepare.
No, it's September.
Okay, thank God. No, yeah, I for some reason committed myself to reviewing a Ouija movie every day for October because we were pointing out how many Ouija movies there are, and if you line them up, you can fill every day of October with a Ouija movie if you try so desperately.
God damn.
And I'm gonna do it. And if I don't make it through October, this podcast it tells you why.
13
warning,
reasons
guys.
why. 13 podcasts why.
No, 20. 20 podcasts why. We're on episode 20 now.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, tell me about it. They're gonna have to
We're
go
only
through.
talking about season 1, Tyler.
What?
We're only talking about season 1.
We didn't start the Ouija talk until season 2.
It doesn't matter.
God damn it, Tim. Oh yeah, awkward situations though. Bryant, you haven't given us an awkward. I mean, other than you joking about that.
I've just been like,
and his mom actually being dead, but we've already talked about that several times. So.
Wait, what's up?
You're
talking about like where we...
just awkward situations you've been in. They don't have to be related to like theater or media or anything. They can just be any awkward situation you've ever been in.
It happens.
Yeah.
No.
Life.
Well, I remember me and you talking about, like I said, when I made a mom joke to one of my friends, and it turns out his mom did die. It was already dead. And then followed up with, like, hey, at least you got your dad. And then a year later, his dad dies.
Oh no!
It's not funny. It's not funny. I don't know why I'm laughing. I feel bad.
It's kind of funny. It's timing.
Yeah.
It's all about timing.
And I made things worse because I remember we were describing superheroes, and I
How do
said
you
like I
make
think he
things
would be
worse?
Batman, and he.
Oh.
No, well, it's because like I remember we're trying to pick like which superhero best describes us, and I told him he should be Batman, and he goes over to me and says, "Why? Because my parents are dead." And I'm like, God, fucking damn it!
It went with
Give me
you.
a fucking. No, but one. I guess this is not really like matching your awkward stories, but this is something that just made me like, kind of like mad, and I still think about kind of, and I'm just like, I wish I was out of this situation.
Mhm.
But I remember, and Tyler, I think you were there to experience it. I don't think you remember it, but it's when we just finished. It was the day after we finished performing the Actor's Nightmare,
Right.
and Christy invites the entire cast to go to IHOP to get some food, and just to have like a little like I don't know, like a congratulations
Like
party
a small
type
after
thing
party
or whatever.
for everyone who can't drink.
Yeah, but I know, right? And well, for one thing, it was very like the whole situation there just was really freaking uncomfortable. Just because one, Christy, I guess, lacks people skills. And the waiter was taking a long time to give us our food, and the whole time she was just saying like, "Where the frick is she?" And I don't know if you remember that, but she would just always go on that. But when she finally does show up, she decides to come and order our drinks, and I decided like I don't know, it's my first time ever being at IHOP. I've never been to IHOP. This is my first time ever going, and I decided like, you know what, I'm just gonna drink some chocolate milk. I haven't had any chocolate milk in like forever, so why not? So she just goes over and asks like just randomly, okay, what would you guys like to drink? And I'm like, I like some chocolate milk. And then she goes like, I wasn't asking you, I was asking the person to your right. I'm like, okay. No, it gets worse. I'm like, okay, fine, yeah, sure. And I'm like, sure. And then she gets her drink, Natalie's drink, and then she asks again, and I'm assuming we're going clockwise. We're going clockwise because, you know, like we're going around in order. And since I just asked, maybe she'll have the courtesy to say, you know what, here, we'll you can go now. And then I'm like, okay, what would you like to order? And I'm like, I want some chocolate milk. And then she goes like, I'm asking that person. I'm like, this fucking bitch, just write it down at this point. And then it keeps happening like every freaking time. Like someone's like, I keep thinking it's me and it's not. And like we literally went through everybody on the fucking table asking what their drink was, followed up with me saying I want some chocolate milk. And then Christy's there getting pissed saying, wait your goddamn turn. I'm like, when is my turn?
When will it be my turn?
I know, like we all know what I want. Just write it down. Can the guy just have some chocolate milk?
Just write it down, damn.
Because it's that hard.
That's so funny.
And then it finally gets to my turn, and then she goes, okay, now what would you want to drink? I'm like, give me a fucking shot.
Right.
So at this point, I'm like, she was being that waitress was a bitch, dude.
So
I'm glad she doesn't work there anymore.
I'm not gonna reveal any identities here, but I was out to dinner with my friend and his grandfather, who it's rumored that his grandfather had some mob connections in Sicily.
Oh,
and was actually part of the mob over there. And I'm sitting across from his grandfather, and his grandfather's very standoffish with everything. So I just give up on talking to him after a certain point. And I'm talking to my friend, and the waiter
Probably
comes
for the
over,
best.
and the waiter asks him, you know, what he wants to drink, and the guy, oh, the fuck is that? And you know, he orders it, and then the waiter goes, no problem. And this man looks directly at the waiter and goes, it better not be. And I was like,
oh my god.
And this guy, I don't know, he just made me feel like he wanted to kill me the whole time. Maybe it was just like my preconceived notions of anyone who's been in the mob, but he was very threatening to me the whole time. He like picked up his fork and I flinched. I was really afraid he was going to hurt me at some point during this dinner.
I don't want to die.
This was after a play, too, so I was already tired. And then I'm sitting there
Dude,
eating.
that reminds me of It reminds me of like a video I saw of like top 10 things that happen on live stream, and one person was at a restaurant, and then the restaurant owner straight up goes up to him and says like, "Hey, I'm getting lots of phone calls of people saying that you're here, and I don't appreciate that, and I'm a gangster, so if you don't want to mess with the fucking mob, to get the fuck out of here right now."
Oh,
like he straight up
shit.
tells him. And then the guy's like, "Okay, don't want to mess with the fucking mob. I'm out of here."
Yeah.
And he just leaves.
Did I ever
And then
talk
people are
about
like
my,
commenting
like...
to him.
No, go ahead.
And then people are like commenting to him to like call the cops. He goes like, "I don't want to call the fucking cops. What if they're connected to him as well?" Yeah,
just
I
show
don't know.
up and
What,
kill
what
him.
do you do in that situation? You just get the hell out, man.
I don't know.
Like he says, like, "Hey, and he even says like, I have friends that can like fuck you up or whatever." And I'm like, at that situation, you just leave and don't say shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to test them. There's no reason
Just
to.
get out of Dodge.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I've met some pretty nice gangsters in my time. I don't know if have I talked about meeting the Yakuza on this podcast yet, Tim?
Jokes about the Yakuza.
Okay, but I haven't talked about when I met a member, right?
I don't believe so.
Okay, well, I was in Japan in 2016. I was in Kyoto, and I was at a bar.
Kyoto.
And this guy starts walking towards me, and he's just what you'd expect. He had a red shirt on with a gray vest and then some black pants. And I was like, huh, weird color scheme, and I looked away from him. And then he comes over and he sits next to me, and he's like, I'm not going to say everything in Japanese, obviously, but he was speaking Japanese to me, and it's like, where are you from? And I'm like, I'm here from New Mexico. What can I do for you? And he's like staring me down, and he's got the tattoos. You know, he looks the part, and he's like, "Well, I'm with a organization." You know, very very good wording that he used here. He's like, "I'm with an organization, and we're looking for a bouncer." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I want you. We were wondering, me and my friends over there," and he points to his nice circular table, very big Japanese men with tattoos. And he's like, "We were wondering if you'd come be bouncer for us and whatnot, you know, guard the door essentially." And I'm like, "Well, I'm not gonna be here very long, so I don't think I'd be the right guy for the job." And he's like, "Oh, okay, thanks." And he walked away back to his table, and I was like, "Huh, I hope they don't kill me."
It would have been bad if it would have been like, it's a shame. It just leaves.
Oh no!
To the
Unfortunate.
shadows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see him talking to his guys and like pointing at you, and it's like, oh, I better get out of here.
He just fades into the shadows, and you're like, wait, why is the restaurant dark on that side?
Wait, what happened to light? There were lights over there. What the fuck? You like get back to your hotel room, and he opens the door for you. Hi, I didn't know you were staying at this hotel too.
New Mexico
You like open the door, and you see his friends like in your room. Okay. Oh no, this isn't my room. Sorry, I apologize.
No, it is.
No, it's your room now. And
it is now. Get in.
And that's when you get raped.
How determined do they have to be to get a bouncer?
You're gonna be our fucking bouncer. What? I don't even live in Japan though. I don't. You do now. Here's your fucking birth certificate. What the fuck?
Now this is looping back to what if we, like you, me, and Chris were in the Yakuza.
Chris still dies at the end. You still die at the end as well. I mean, I'm just...
Well, no, Chris
it's just a simple fact. I'm going to betray both of you. Like, it's just going to have to happen.
Doesn't Chris die at the beginning, and I die, like, in the most anticlimactic way?
Yeah, we drop a piano on you. You walk outside our bar one day and just... Which movie is this again? One where it's not a movie, unfortunately. It's just an idea.
It's a concept.
It's going to happen one day. Me, Tim, and Chris join the Yakuza. And
I was all trying to look back in videos you guys were in, and I'm all thinking like, I don't remember a piano.
I'm
like, I'm pretty sure I would have remembered.
Right. No, essentially at the end, somehow I would betray Tim, and the Yakuza would kill Tim, and I would be the overarching leader and whatnot. I would just get away, potentially, is the basic scheme of things, and Tim would die in some very they would like run him over or some shit with a very like one of those little golf carts they drive in Japan. You get killed by that. They run you over with that.
I just think I made like a good deal.
Is this like a euphemism for like real life, Tyler? Like, is this like a situation that would happen if, like, say, the zombie apocalypse happened and we needed to get away?
No. This is just literally if Tim, Chris, and me all join the Yakuza. This is how it's gonna work out. Chris is gonna die somehow, and then at the end, it's gonna be either
old age.
I'm gonna be no. Chris dies early on. He dies young. Don't worry. He doesn't get to live that long. And then Tim is. The situation is basically I have to either betray Tim or we have to, escape together like some kind of fucking Kane and Lynch story. And I'm like, well, fuck that. I'm not going to risk my life for this asshole. And then Tim dies. I think I specify that I want you to die in the most like embarrassing way possible.
Yeah.
Just lay as much soap outside of his shower as possible.
I think the one we settled on was like I got crushed by a dumpster or something.
We're like doing a deal in the junkyard, and you look up and you see me like cutting the rope with a smile. What the fuck are you doing? Oh! Ah! And then you get crushed to death.
It looks like you dumped me.
You have to make a pun with each death. The piano drops. I guess you really played me. Oh.
There's just a bunch of takes of me.
We like resurrect you for each pun. I guess I really became roadkill.
Well, I mean, in the zombie apocalypse scenario, though, we already have one because there is footage of me.
Wait.
Dying
Shit! You're right. We literally are standing there with our guns, which are all loaded, and you're getting torn apart by zombies. And we're like, oh no, fuck that, man. We're not wasting the fucking ammo on that shit. Go, just get the fuck out of here. Go. Man, I really don't know what the fuck was going through my head to where I was like, yeah, all these guys are standing here with guns, but they're not going to shoot them.
You guys have like a fucking conversation.
We're standing there talking while you're getting torn to shreds.
There's dialogue.
We adjusted
and,
to zombies all too well in that movie. We were just like, oh yeah, this is fine. That guy's a zombie. They're eating him. Except for Matthew. I remember Matthew's character was like, oh man, I can't do this, man. I can't. And then Marshall like lunges on him and starts attacking him too.
All the decent people die.
No, actually, believe it or not, that was the film where Vincent died, supposedly.
Oh, yeah.
Canonically, Vincent died at the end of that movie, but that movie's gone forever now, so it's
Is
not
that
canon.
film on your channel anymore?
No,
or is
it is gone forever. You will not find a damn lick of that movie, except for the trailer. You can find the trailer, but...
Yeah, I always see the trailer, and I remember you telling me that, but I always try to look for it, and I'm like, I actually want to see how this fucker dies.
Oh, he dies in a bombing. The only possible way for you to fully exterminate this fucking parasite of the world.
Damn.
Yeah.
I feel like he would come back like Two-Face and
No,
like...
he does. That was the original plan. There was going to be a sequel to Incurable where I come back as this Albert Wesker type character. And the team of Austin, Matthew, and Santiago would have to take me down. Actually, I had 2 sequels written for this movie. And the basic gist of it was they would kill me at the end of the second one, and then I would come back and be like, motherfuckers, I'm back for my vengeance and shit. And then
I'm thinking.
Eventually they would kill me at the end of the third one, and that would be the end of it. But Incurable was the only one that ever came out, and literally I just die in the bombing in that one, as far as concern goes. You don't even really know if these motherfuckers live in Incurable. You just hear the bomb go off, and you see them hit the ground, and that's where the movie ends. Because I realized Incurable was supposed to be longer. Incurable 2 was actually supposed to be an Incurable 1. And I realized, guys, we can't achieve this. We cannot do this. This is not doable by our budget, our non-existent budget.
We're
And
still like in fucking high school and shit.
yeah. I was. Oh no, I had just graduated. I was in my first year of college when I started making that movie.
Yeah.
And
I didn't
then-
know you, so I'm just assuming.
No, yeah, no. Cashing Checks was, I think, the last movie we made as high schoolers. We may have started Incurable, before we finished Cashing Checks, because I like to just when I was filming way back when. Me and Austin figured this out by looking at the groups for the films. Excuse me. We figured out
Bless
that
you.
I would literally jump from. We would finish one movie, and then like 2 days later, you would see a post in the next group from me. All right, here's what we're doing. So I would pretty much just jump from project to project. My favorite post.
You're
though,
doing that now.
I mean, shit. That's how you got to do it, dude. You got to stay working, or
Yeah.
people forget about you, and you'll die irrelevant, like Tim here. No, I'm kidding.
Stay consistent.
No,
Someone
but
say
my favorite post from those groups was this one in the Inglorious group, which was my first film. So this is my first time making a movie. This is my attitude immediately. And the post said, "If you showed up today, thank you, and if you didn't, you make me sick." And that still rings true to this day. I still have that same attitude. If you showed up, thank you. If you didn't, you make me sick.
Damn.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Go die.
To be honest. So Tim, when are you gonna die in my next movie? Because
I feel like you're talking
waiting.
to me.
No. Everyone's waiting for Tim's next appearance because they loved him in Incurable. His final words were, I got them tattooed on my arm, actually. It's, "Oh God, oh damn." Which is some of my favorite
How many
dialogue.
films were you in?
How
many films were you in, Tim?
Tim was in Cashing Checks and Incurable, right?
I think only the two.
Yeah, I think you were just in those two, right?
Yeah.
Because he cashed his check, and then he was not able to be cured. So, here we are.
Perfect.
And what do you have, Brian? You were in Sympathetic Apathy, Dimension Stability.
The first one I did with you was the trifold passing.
Oh, yeah, I guess that one
And,
counts.
yeah, I'm just talking about films in general, not like with the whole.
Well, then,
the
Tim,
Vincent
wasn't your
Nash
first
saga.
wasn't your first one the Kenny versus Tyler one? Where I woke up in the bathtub?
Wait. Oh, yeah. I did.
The one that we filmed
was
like
the
a
guy who,
David Lynch
shot it?
film?
Yeah, the one that I killed myself in. I just look over to you.
Yeah, I say some insulting shit to you, like I call you worthless or something, and then you're like, you pull a gun up and we cut away before you pull the trigger, but we hear the shot. Yeah. That one was weird as hell. I remember we just got to Austin's house and we're like, all right, you go here, you go. We just made it up as we went along. I have no fucking clue what the plot of that one was. I just remember I woke up in a bathtub wearing a robe, and then I went around and talked to random people, and I got teleported to another dimension at some point. Then I knocked myself out with a shovel. And then I put myself in a trunk and killed myself.
Okay.
What the hell was happening in that one? What the fuck was the story? What was going on?
Tyler, do you need help?
I think I
Do you
just
need to talk to
watched
somebody?
a David Lynch film and was like, I want to make a David Lynch film. And then that was my David Lynch film, which I'm going. The next few things that I'm working on are very. Is David Lynchian a word? Can I use that?
David Lynchy.
David
Lynching.
Why not?
It is now.
To be fair, I've only watched 2 of his movies, so I don't.